In this video, I'm going to share the top 2 mental barriers that keep people from strength training and weightlifting and how to get around them. Whether you've never lifted weights in your life or if you've always exercised but are nervous about strength training, you're in the right place. Let's go. Hey, it's Clint Malley from Malleable Online Coaching, where we give you simple, step-by-step, results-driven coaching for people who want to improve their strength and fitness. Today, I am going to share my top 2 things that are getting in people's way from reaching their full strength potential and how to conquer them. I've included some of my top mindset books about this topic linked up in the description box below. And last, if you relate to this content or know somebody who will, leave a comment telling us about your biggest fear with strength training and how you overcame it. Also, make sure you like our video and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep providing you with awesome content. All right, let's get right to it. The first most common mental barrier of strength training and weightlifting is thinking that you won't measure up. Now, I've noticed that guys, myself included, often stay away from strength training because they don't want to feel like they aren't good enough or that they're not as strong as they should be. Now, there is something really exposing about barbell training. Either you can lift the weight or you can't. And when I first started CrossFit, I was already a pretty good athlete. I had played sports my whole life, and I was a stunt performer for 8 years. However, though I was decently strong, I would always stay away from workouts that would call for a 1 rep max. This felt so final and made me feel like I was just going to be exposed for the weakling that I thought that I was. Now sure, I was in good shape, but I didn't think I was as strong as I should be. I would rather just do exercises or workouts that I was already good at. Strength training is about personal development. When I coach people in person and online, I tell them that it doesn't matter where we start. It just matters where we're going. Still, many people would rather do workouts that they know are not bringing them closer to their fitness goals than to take the time to figure out how strong they currently are and to build up from there. Strength training is a process, and one of the best measures of a good strength training program is if the weight on the bar goes up. Strength is one of the factors of fitness that we can control, and unlike some factors of fitness, it has a positive impact on every other part of fitness, and even life for that matter. So listen, it's okay if you don't think that you're as strong as you should be. If you find a good training plan, do the right barbell movements with good form, and stick with it, you're going to improve. The second mental barrier that gets in the way of strength training and weightlifting is the fear of looking stupid or doing something wrong. At Malleable Online Coaching, we have our members film themselves doing barbell movements to give them form checks and coaching on a daily basis for every workout. However, I've learned that even when people know that barbell training is good for them or that strength training will help them improve all aspects of their fitness, there's still a nervousness with setting up their phone and filming themselves. Also, many of our clients, it's their first time barbell training. How many of us would be willing to film ourselves doing something new and submit that video to an expert in the field? Now, if I were a part of an online riding program that would coach my riding, which by the way is a good idea, and had to upload my riding 3 times a week to an expert in that field like a professional author, I would feel nervous too. And that's me riding alone. What if I had to film myself riding in public and worry about what other people were thinking about me? So listen, I get it. It's completely natural to feel nervous when doing something new. I feel nervous doing new things too. However, much of this depends on how you look at mistakes. You should expect that when you do something you are not a professional at, that you're going to make mistakes. Hell, even professional athletes make mistakes all the time. However, many of us go into new things hoping and believing that we will not make mistakes. Instead, we should expect to make mistakes. Know we will make mistakes. Understand that mistakes are an inevitable part of learning anything. Next, when you make a mistake, do you look at it as a failure or as an opportunity for improvement? We often call mistakes weaknesses, but perhaps a better way to say this is focus work. When we understand that all of us have different things that we need to focus on, we are on the road to having a growth mindset, or the belief that we can learn, train, and adapt. Everyone learns the same way. We begin by being unconsciously incompetent. We don't know the things that we need to improve on. Let's say I didn't know how to squat. At this stage, I don't even know what I need to improve on, or that I don't know how to squat. It's like smelling bad but not knowing it, or having something stuck in your teeth but being unaware of it. And this stage sucks. We then move on to being consciously incompetent. Here, maybe I sign up for malleable online coaching, I film myself squatting to see if I can improve, and I have an expert coach tell me things that I need to do in order to improve. Now at this point, at least I know that there are some things that I need to improve on to make my squat better. I'm now aware that there are some things that I am incompetent in, and I know that if I want to get better at them, I'm going to have to do something about it. The next stage is where I become consciously competent. Here, I listen to my coach. I focus on pushing my knees out, sending my hips back, pushing through the middle of my foot. But at this stage, it still isn't easy or natural. I have to consciously think about it in order to do it well. Rep after rep, set after set, session after session. I have to really think and focus on the things that I'm not doing well on so that I can improve. Last, I arrive at being unconsciously competent. After enough repetitions, I start to feel natural squatting with good form. I now squat well without even having to think about it. And we see that all kinds of things are like this. When you first learned how to drive, at first there were so many things that you needed to focus on with the lights and the pedals and the brakes and making sure that you had your turn signal on, and it all seemed very overwhelming. And now you can hop in the car, drive down the street, and not even realize that you spent time going from point A to point B. It's become a natural extension of you. You don't even have to think about it. Every human learns everything this way, even if they don't remember the exact details. It is the continuum of improving and adapting. When I begin to learn something, I must understand that I'm not going to do it right at first. Without a coach, I might not even know what right is. I should expect to make mistakes in this process. But as I do make mistakes, I know that I will learn from these mistakes, create a plan to focus on until I've mastered the skill. I just wanted to take one more example of this. So right now, you're seeing this in action. Me filming myself, having a microphone, looking into a camera, setting up lights, editing a video, creating thumbnails for YouTube. All of this stuff is not something I was naturally good at or knew how to do. I had to learn everything from the ground up, and it took a lot of failure, a lot of repetitions, and a lot of filming in order to make the video that you're seeing right now. I tried out all kinds of programs and cameras and microphones and light setups and backdrops, and it took forever to figure out the right way to do it. And to be honest, I'm still not at that unconsciously competent stage. I have to think about it and I have to work at it in order to make sure that everything looks good and that it sounds good. And I only say that to let you know that no matter who a person is, if they decide to do something outside of their comfort zone, they're gonna wind up in that space where they're having to be consciously competent of something and learn how to do something new. So listen guys, I'm right there with you. I know it's hard, I know it's challenging, but this whole process is actually one of the best things I've ever done. It's allowing me to help more people all over the world and help them feel confident and strong and get in shape. And if I didn't take that time to learn how to do these things, then my voice would never be heard. You'd never see my face on a YouTube channel or on a video, and it would all be kept just to myself. So you have that same strength, that same potential, that same ability to be able to challenge yourself to do something new. And not only yourself, but everyone you come into contact with is also going to be better for it. So that's just my personal story. I know that everybody has their own personal journey of doing something new and getting better at it. And I just wanted to share mine a little bit. One of my favorite parts about being a coach is hearing clients talk about how the process of learning to train with a barbell makes them feel like they can do anything. They feel empowered. They're also more likely to try something else that's new. And barbell training is really just a metaphor for all of life and learning. As we voluntarily subject ourselves to hard or difficult endeavors like squatting a heavy weight or picking it up off the floor, our bodies and our minds change. They adapt. They actually become stronger. When we do challenging things, we're better for it. However, just because something is difficult doesn't mean that you have to do it alone. Sign up for Malleable Online Coaching to get hooked up with an expert coach. Let's take the next step of learning, training, and adapting on your barbell journey together. Listen, you can do this. You're stronger than you think you are, and you can do more than you think you can.